Millicent St. Clair here at the RAADFEST with Joe Polish. Joe, what's life going to look like in 2050?
Well, you know, I'm not 100% sure, but if I could predict, it is going to be, I think we're going to spend a lot of time interacting and living with technology. I mean, obviously, robotics, to 3D printers that are making food in kitchens, to not driving cars unless you want to, because most things will be autonomous, wearable technologies that identify your stress level, virtual realities that probably don't involve wearing things on your head, but that actually help you with depression, with help with addiction. I mean, if any of my efforts with what I'm doing in the world of addiction with Artists for Addicts, I'm hoping that we have changed the entire global conversation about how people view addiction, because I think that is what leads to most lifestyle diseases, wars, hurting each other, self-sabotage comes from addiction. So I think we'll have a much deeper understanding of the human brain. Hopefully people will be happier. There will be, well, I imagine 2050 people will be a lot happier, or the reverse could happen. The technology could create so much mental angst and complexity that people are connected to technologies but are disconnected from each other. What else? Volunteerism is one thing I'm very involved in, and I'm hoping that the resource of human beings, there's never a situation where a person in an assisted living home, animal shelters, homeless shelters, disaster relief, where we'll be able to bring people together to do that. I mean, I have Uber for volunteers called Joe Volunteer, which is an idea that I came up with that a guy started. And so I'm hoping that, I don't think we have a resource problem on the planet, I think we have a distribution problem. So with the use of technology, I think the world will just be simply more abundant, hopefully more compassionate and more caring. That's the positive side. Now, there's other people that will think robots are going to control everything and kill people, but I tend to be more optimistic than that. So I think it's going to be unbelievable, and there's going to be things that I don't think anyone today could even comprehend what it's going to be like, especially with AI and machine learning. So we're going to be a lot smarter as a species, and probably spending a lot of time living in all kinds of different locations, because we'll be able to travel like from the US to Australia in probably 45 minutes through suborbital flights and things like that. So it's going to be wild.
Well, that'd be great. So quickly, I really am impressed with your whole piece on addictions. Can you talk to stress and trauma as it relates to addictions and how you see that changing?
Well, I mean, I believe that is what causes addiction, because addiction is a symptom of a far deeper problem, which is disconnection, self-soothing, looking for something to make the pain go away. Like my friend Gabor Mate says, the question is not why the addiction, but why the pain. So if you understand where the pain comes from and you set up your life so that you're reducing or eliminating toxic stress. Stress is important. Distress is very toxic. And so a lot of this requires going inward. There's a lot of people with technology trying to figure out outer space and all this stuff out there, but the inner world, transcendental meditation, which I do, floating, exercise, eating what you put in your body is really critical. So it's not just the reduction of stress, it's also what you put into your body, how you move your body, the amount of sleep that you get. All of those things attribute to stress, and simply having friends. I mean, having people that love you and care about you and doing the same thing for others. Those are all very important aspects of treating addiction. And addicts simply need to be loved. They need to be connected. The founder of AA, Bill W., had this saying that as alcoholics, we're trying to drink God out of a bottle. So even if someone's an atheist, it is still looking for that connection. So if you're trying to gamble your way to God, have your whatever that thing is, it's that connection. So my take is really, as much as a person can connect with themselves and can connect with others, the less likely their life is going to be riddled with addictive behaviors and that sort of stuff.
You're right, and the 12-step programs really do make a difference.
Yeah,
as simple as they are, I mean, the principles are absolutely amazing and very, very powerful.
Oh yeah, even if someone's not an addict, they would get a lot out of doing it. And 12 Steps is not an attendance program, it's a step program. So it's like going to a gym and sitting on a bench and not lifting weights. You can never say gyms don't work. You have to actually exercise. Well, same thing with 12-step groups. It is a community. It is doing those sort of steps, and it's one piece of a lot of little things that you can do in life that make a big difference.
Got that. I want to ask you one quick question. Did you see Total Recall, or the new version of Recall, where the gentleman took his hand and he dialed the hand and used it like this, so the phone was already embedded in his hand? What do you think about technologies like that? We've already getting glimpses of this kind of thing.
I mean,
what do you think?
A lot of it's almost there. I mean, from Google Glass to like Siri is one of the first forms of AI, and I think 10 years from now, Kevin Kelly wrote a book called The Inevitables, where 80% of the revenue for Google right now comes from search, where he believes in 10 years 80% of the revenue will come from AI. So a lot of people, when they're searching on Google, actually think they're searching. What they're actually doing is training Google's AI. So there's 3 billion entries a day into Google, and that's 3 billion lessons that you're giving the AI to learn how all humans work. So yeah, I mean, not only are we going to be able to do stuff like that, we're going to be able to think, and things will just appear. Once we, that's a conversation for my friend Ray Kurzweil, or Peter Diamandis. However, we're
going there.
We're so close.
Yeah, we're going there.
Yeah.
That's terrific. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Give me your website so that everybody can know what you're up to.
Well, my name is Joe Polish, like nail polish. So Joe Polish, POLISH.com. If you just do a search, you can find a lot of stuff. My platform for addiction is Artists for Addicts, like artists that paint or write or sing, act. Artistsforaddicts.com. And then for volunteers, it's joevolunteer.com. And through joepolish.com, you can find my podcast. I've got a couple podcasts. We're starting one for addiction called I Love Connection, because it's really about connection. But you can find everything through joepolish.com.
Wow, you're terrific, and I bless you and I appreciate you for everything you're doing to contribute to humanity, our family of humanity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.